Hello folks, I'm back again and I'm doing this might be a long video servicing my Tiguan 2011 VW. So I'll be changing the engine oil, the oil filter, and I have to do the DSG service as well. So changing the oil and filter underneath that air cleaner tube. So first thing that I've done is to jack up the car, make sure I put a level on top of the roof just to make sure the car is level. So when I'm doing the filling up the DSG oil, transmission oil, I'll be making it accurately. So 4 tires are up in the air, properly supported by 4 jack stands, and I usually leave this jack as added support. And another thing, another scissor jack support on the other side, because I don't trust this type of jack stand because I think it's almost 8 years with me, so some rust on the base, and then when you move the car side to side it tends to bend a little bit. So for safety purposes, extra jack stands and that jack on the other side would keep me safe, and I'm going underneath the car. Okay, I'm back. So these are the parts that I'll be using today. So for the engine oil, I'll be using this Castrol Edge new upgraded formulation 5W30, which is in terms of specs with VW, it is it is compatible. It's a VW 50200 or 50500. And for the oil filter, it said 793 Riker brand. So it says with anti-drain back valve. So that's for the engine oil service. For the DSG service, I'll be using this Penrite DCT fluid, which is it's a VW TL052 182 052529. It's just a 4-liter jug, but based on specs it says 6.5 liters, so that's why I bought 2 jugs of that Penrite. And for the transmission fluid filter, it's a Ryko, what's that part number, RTK190, and that's the oil filter with, and comes with replacement seal for the filter cover. And I prepared this some other stuff like a magnetic tray for the bolts and screws, so it's not kind of gun lost. These are some tip bits I might be using, so a triple square. I don't know if I'm going to use this one. So impact drivers, but it's not necessarily needed, just for me to speed up the process. So yeah, so the car is ready for the service. I'll get back to you. Okay, next I'm going to remove the splash guard or the cover underneath the car or the engine. So there are a bunch of bolts that needs to be removed. Like you can see this one. Yeah, this one I think it's a T25 or T30, and there's another one there. You can see it's a bigger size. Yeah, it's a bigger size torque speed. So I'll tell you again later. I get the power drill. So let's remove this one first. So the transmission drain plug and engine oil plug can be seen. Okay, so I'm back again. So just to show you the scanner tool that I'll be using. This tool will be used to monitor the transmission fluid temperature when I'm leveling up the fluid. So that's Maxicom MK808TS. So yeah, get back to you again. Okay, so in removing the screws underneath the engine, you need this. The bit that needs to be used is a T20 torque speed. So this is the type of screw. So a bunch of that one and a couple of big ones like this, which focus. Yeah, it's a T45 bolt screw. So you need to have that bit for you to remove it. So which is this. T45. Okay. Okay. Next I need to do is removing this engine cover. Just need to lift it because there are 4 rubber grommets that goes to those 4 studs. So move this aside. On the way. So again, this is the oil filter that needs to be removed. And for the DSG service, this air tube and air cleaner box needs to be removed. So, and even the battery has to be dismantled. So I will unclap this, move it on this part so I could separate those 2 tubes, and plug this mass airflow sensor connection, and yeah, I'll get back to you again when I'm doing this one. So here I'm removing this cover of the snorkel. Just need to lift this one a little bit and it will be removed easily. And move it on the side. Okay, next I'm going to remove this it's a T30 torque speed. Okay, let's remove. Okay, now I'm going to remove the clamps. Move it maybe on this side. go. Okay. Oops. Sorry. Now we need to remove the battery connection. Remove the cover. Move it on the side. And we need to undo the bolts for the battery terminal. So let's remove the negative terminal first and then the positive. Okay, here I'm using a 10mm, if you can see it. Yeah, it's a 10mm bolt socket. We'll loosen the so you don't need to remove the knot totally. So when it's freely moving, just need to wiggle it. Sorry, I'm on. Okay, listen, let me grab a screwdriver. Okay, I'm back. So it took me a bit longer to remove this one because the clamp was a bit stuck to the battery post terminal. So I have to use a screwdriver to insert it in between that gap while twisting it and then slowly prying the clamp upward. And then I usually keep this type of plastic protection for the post, so just in case it comes back, it won't touch the ground again, so there's no more contact. Okay, now we need to remove the positive clamp like that, and then I'm gonna put this one as well, just to protect from having a short. Okay, next we need to use this T20 torque bits. There's a screw that holds this hook. That's what I don't want to happen, dropping the bolts or screw. Okay, there's another one here on this side. Okay, so that one, and then we can remove this snorkel. Okay, just like that. Move it on the side. Okay. Okay. Now we can remove that mass airflow sensor connector. So you can see a gray tab. Pull it backwards, and then you can undo this one. There you go. Move it on the side, and then you can separate this tube right here. Yeah, after separating that one, they said it's just gonna lift this airbox. There you go. one more. There you go. And then there's a drain tube. Well, I don't know, there's usually a base there where you can insert this vent tube, but there's none. So again, just slip this air box because there is a rubber grommet, 2 rubber grommets, and then move it on the side. So now the battery needs to come off, and then I still can see it, but it's a little bit somewhere in that aluminum tube. Underneath that is the oil filter for the transmission fluid. Okay, I'll get back to you after I remove this battery. Okay, removing the battery, this cover, just need to wiggle it a little bit, lift, move it on the side, somewhere there, and then again, the battery needs to come off. Need to Okay, we've already put oil on that gasket, and when ready to install a new oil filter. So start it with hand, and later on I just need to get a quarter or half turn. So it's snug now and tight. Maybe a little bit more, quarter turn. Yeah, that's it. So wipe it, and what I usually do. So today is the 29th of April 2022. Just a reminder, up to when was it replaced? Okay, we are now going to fill the engine with oil. So I've already tighten the oil plug, the sump plug, and torque it to specs. So that's your cup. So by the way, this is a VW Tiguan 2011 TSI 2.0 TSI, and based on specs you need to put 4.7 liters of oil. So I marked the graduation because this is a 5-liter jug. So this mark here at the bottom, the line, tells me that I've already put 4.7 liters of oil. Okay, that's just a guide, but we will use a dipstick for the final measurement. So we have a funnel, and slowly fill it up with fresh oil. So a bit more. Okay, so roughly 4.5 liters of milk food. So I leave it there for a while, and then I'll when the engine is on the ground, it's leveled, properly leveled, I will use the dipstick for the final measurement. But at this time, this one is good, just to crank the engine. And then I'll go to replacing the oil filter and changing the transmission fluid oil. Okay, so again, removing the oil filter of the transmission fluid requires a 24mm socket. So it's not that tight. So I've already loosened this one. So yeah. So once you crank it, slowly undo it, just to make sure no oil will drip. Just like that. And I think after that you can use your hand to undo it totally. Sorry, I'm blocking your view, but because this food stand is blocking my way as well. A bit. Okay. Okay, so this one is the cover, and as you can see, oops, oil drippings. So you have to clean it and then put a new seal. And then next would be, I use this catcher to make sure that I won't make so much mess. So remove the filter now. Yeah, just like that. So the oil filter, see the quality of oil, still not bad. Based on the service manual saying change this one every 40,000 kilometers. Okay, I'm back again. So here I'm comparing the original filter of the transmission fluid to the aftermarket, which I bought from Repco. So as you can see, there is a big difference in length. Diameter wise, it's pretty much the same, and I don't think it's gonna affect the function of this filter. I measured the inner diameter of that inlet compared to the aftermarket part. They're all the same. They're both the same. So as I've said, they have different in length, maybe an inch difference. So I don't know. Comment down below if there is a future problem if I install this aftermarket. But I'm going to proceed and install this one because I don't have time to go to the shop, because I'm on my 5th day of my on my 6th day of my isolation because of COVID. So comparing the O-rings, so this is the new one, that's the old one. The old one is pretty flat already. This one is round and solid. So I think this is one reason why I'm having a minor leak in that transmission, which is coming from the top of the transmission. So having said that, I'm gonna proceed installing this aftermarket. So see, it's fitting in this cover, and diameter wise of the inlet are pretty much the same. So fingers crossed, hopefully there won't be any problem with this DSG transmission fluid change. Okay, I'm back. So I'm now going to drain the transmission fluid. So these are the tools that I'll be using to do that task. Okay. So in removing the transmission fluid drain plug, you need a hex H14. So it's not here because it's already in my ratchet there. So again, it's number 14 millimeter. And then there won't be too much oil going to drain after removing that plug. Next, after that, we have to remove the fill level tube. I think based on the videos that I've watched, you need a 7 millimeter Allen. So it's just hand tight there, so it's easy to remove. And then I don't know if it's 7 or 5. So that's why I prepare these two Allen wrenches. So in this adapter here is gonna be used when you're going to pump the oil back to the transmission fluid. And that's the pump that I bought from eBay. So I'll get back to you when I'm done with this draining of the transmission fluid. Okay, let's go in it. Where is that transmission fluid? Let's go this way. So this is the plug, the transmission fluid. So it's draining now. So I don't know why it's draining a lot. Maybe that transmission fluid is overfilled when it was serviced last time. Whoever does that, I don't know. I'm scared. Okay, I've already drained the oil of the transmission fluid, And I was surprised that after removing just the plug, I think almost half of the oil drained. So I'm thinking that it's not properly filled up to its level when it was serviced last time. So another thing that I've noticed is you need number 8 Allen wrench to remove this fill level. Okay, I was using number 7 Allen wrench key. I thought this one was not put back the last time, because I was trying to remove it by this and I can't feel it. So tried using this 8mm Allen wrench, and yeah, I've removed this one. It's only hand tight, but the thing is, after removing this one, as I've said, another half of the oil was drained from the transmission fluid. And I'm measuring this fluid. I don't know if you can see that one. Okay,